problem dang bok kan ti lenga text blui lampang khan ya you can copy this question and we'll find acceleration of the system. And number two there's a tension of system. Let me draw this block diagram, free diagram. Free diagram can draw. Two bodies of masses are connected to the ends of a string of negligible mass and then passed around frictionless pulley. Let me draw the diagram. Internal hi pulley ni tase. We will connect at a hand string where can connect am. So le ma po where can connect ko fe ngan pani khian. Ni pulley had in rotation kal don na ni chu. So anin internal 2 kg mass. 2 kg mass. Here 3 kg mass. So since the mass of 3 is greater than 2, this system pulley will move in this direction and 2 will move upward with acceleration a. Here also the same acceleration a. And to prevent this string from breaking, tension in this string will be in upward direction. Both will be upward direction. So if it is downward direction, that means the string itself pull downwards, this body downward and downward. But to prevent from downward motion, this string tries to pull the bodies. So these tension are in upward direction. So here is the mass 2. Let me denote it as M1, and this as M2. Now for motion of M1, let me explain. For M1, or yes, let me say for motion of M1 moves upward with acceleration a. This is its acceleration. That is, this M1 has a mass 2 and acceleration. Then force, upward force, the force with which this body M1 moves upward will be MA. Force is MA, but mass is M1. So I'll write M1. Let me write this as F1. And F1 equals M1 A equals. Now let us consider this tension and weight of M1. Now since the body moves upward, that means this tension is also a force, this weight is also a force, but the body moves towards the tensional force. So that means that tension is greater than weight of a body. So this difference will be equal to this force. That means the difference of T and the blue one will give the upward force of M1. So tension is tension. But here I'll not write T1 but T, because T are same here, because this rope is made of same material. Therefore, we can write it as T only. And implies that M1A equals T and weight of a body is mg. Weight of a body is mg. So m1, let me write it as m1 g. This becomes first equation. Now for motion of m2, this m2, let us say only m2 here. Now from the diagram, it's clear that m2 moves downward. So weight of a body always acts downward. We have two forces, weight. The first one is weight, and the second one is tension. They act in opposite direction, but the real motion of this mass m2 is in downward direction. That means this weight is greater than tension of a string. Yes. So F2 will be M2A equals, this weight is greater than tension, so we write weight minus tension. In this case, tension is greater than weight, so that the body moves along the tension, that is upward direction. Here in this case, in M2 case, weight 2 is greater than tension, although they both act in opposite direction. So since W2 is greater than T, the motion will be along W2. So here M2 equals, weight 2 is M2G. Here I have M2G minus tension. Yes. This is the equation of motion for M1 and M2. So we'll solve these two equations and find F first. So to find A, let me add these two equations. If I add these two equations, this is the right hand side. We'll add right hand side and right hand side, left hand side and left hand side. This right hand side and right hand side, I can add them. So M1 A plus M2 A equals T minus W1. Let me write it as T minus, T minus W1. Here is T W2 minus T1, W2 minus T. Let me say T. So I can take a common. So here M1 plus M2. M1 plus M2 will give total mass on the system. So yes, here T and T can cancel. So I'll have W2 minus W1. So W2 is, I'll write W2 first now. W2 is M2G. M2G minus, because there's minus, so I write first W2. W1 is M1G, or A equals, take common of G, take common of G, M2 m2 minus m1 divided by, yeah, I'll divide it with this one, m1 plus m2. So we don't need this diagram. So the first question is to find acceleration. That is A. So we'll put the value G is 9.8. M2 is 3. M1 is 2. So 3 plus 2 is 5. Because M1 plus M2 I have here. This is 9.8 by 5. Yeah, you can divide 9.8 by 5 as 1.96 meter per second square. I may be mistake here. Just calculate it yourself. So we find the value of A. So now we can find the value of tension, that is T here. Tension is T. To find the tension T, we can use 1 or 2. So let me use 2. Yes, 2. Because of these 2. So if I use these 2, let me find T. To find T, this minus T will be moved left hand side. So I will have only T plus T. Here I have M2 G minus, here I have M2 A. So I can take common of M2. This is 9.8 minus A. Here we have 1.96. So M2 is 3 into your 9.8 minus 196. I will give 7.84, and you can multiply these two, you'll get 23.5 Newton. Tension is also a force, so I will write its unit as Newton. The units are most important part in problem 100. Don't forget to write the unit. If you don't write the unit, or if you give the wrong unit, so you will not get any marks, because the wrong unit gives the wrong information. So here ring to ready. How problem ka phung tur chunita in thenga het ya ta point theuta expression a soma phita chuk thale eta chuk thale ta heti hut point ang vekta ma seti kha ka du tok le ri photanga khatiang ang che problem kha assignment ka du chuwa hemi problem te hi no so fanga ni ka ti da nang che khan chu zanina ngay no submit le daw niya tuan ahar salo tumina ka nang che